So the entire SSSniperWolf Jackfilms drama, and I even hesitate to call it drama at this point, this whole thing has kind of elevated beyond YouTube drama and has become kind of a serious concern for one party in particular in real life. Now, this situation has developed a little bit since my last coverage of it, I believe 2 days ago, and I want to go over, the new things that have happened since my video and just kind of update you guys on where things are. But first, I'm going to give you a 15-second previously on Ninjago style recap. So Jackfilms decided to make some videos criticizing SSSniperWolf's content. Then he made an entire channel dedicated to parodying SSSniperWolf's content as he thought it was funny because her content is so bad. And eventually, I guess things got to a breaking point for SSSniperWolf, a boiling point, as she posted on her Instagram story, "Should I visit Jackfilms? He lives about 5 minutes away from my studio," and then went ahead and drove to Jackfilms' home and took a picture outside of his home. Then posted this photo to her Instagram account, which has like 5 million plus followers, completely doxing him in front of all these people who already probably don't like him and want to support their queen SSSniperWolf, right? Well, anyway, Jackfilms went to Twitter to explain the situation to his audience and tagged YouTube asking them to deplatform SSSniperWolf. Now, the newest update here is that Jackfilms dropped a video on his YouTube channel saying, "SSSniperWolf doxed me, YouTube needs to step in," and he basically, well, talks about the situation from his perspective.
"Last night, SSSniperWolf, a massive YouTuber, showed up outside of our home, recorded a video of our home, and then posted it to her 5.6 million Instagram followers, goading me with the line, 'Let's talk like adults.'"
Talking like adults usually looks like reaching out to somebody, asking for what time they'd be available to sit down and chat, maybe on the phone, maybe over some coffee. It usually doesn't look like going to somebody's house unannounced, basically trespassing, and then taking a picture of their home, and then posting said picture on the internet for people to, I don't know, do whatever they please with. Also, it doesn't even make any sense if she says, "Oh, let's talk like adults," and then goes to his house, doesn't even try to talk to him. I mean, not that this would make things any better, but for her story to make more sense, like, wouldn't she knock on the door and say, "Hey, I'm looking for Jackfilms, I just want to talk," and it's like, well, you didn't even do that, you just took the picture and ran. Which is hilarious, because the reason you went to his house in the first place was to show that you can be the tough guy, that like, oh, if you make fun of me or you roast my content, I'll find you, and you're not gonna go all the way with it, you're not gonna knock on his door, like, come on, bro, you're in too deep at this point. Once you put his address in your GPS, like, there was no turning back, you're already gone in too far.
In my 17 years on YouTube, I've never once had someone come to my home and vaguely threaten me. SSSniperWolf needs to be deplatformed.
I don't know if it should be deplatforming or jail, but she has been arrested multiple times. One time for apparently armed robbery, or at least that's what she got charged with, and another time for disorderly conduct. So I feel like Jackfilms, right? I mean, this girl has a criminal record, so if he were to call the cops and say, "Hey, this criminal has showed up to my house and taken a picture of my home, vaguely threatening me," dude, I don't know if they put her name in the, the database, like, maybe she gets arrested. Not that we can trust this guy, but this Reddit detective claims, "From what I understand, she shoplifted, and when she was approached by an undercover security guard, she attacked him." And then this guy gets fact-checked by another Redditor who says, "No, this is the version she's trying to promote, and this is her own account. Her significant other at the time was involved in the incident as well." Details are scarce on that one. On a completely different note, everybody on Jackfilms subreddit is giving actually crazy useful updates on SSSniperWolf and kind of her downfall. It looks like she got dropped by G Fuel, one of her sponsors, to where if you go to the G Fuel website where her collab was, it's not there anymore. The website gives you a 404. Apparently this is SSSniperWolf's sister also going to bat for her. Some guy with a One Piece profile picture, W profile picture, says, "Not you defending doxing, that's just sad." And she says, "She didn't dox anyone, dumbass. Google Jackfilms' address, lol. Anyone can see it." I just looked up Jackfilms' address and I scrolled for about a minute and I could not find anything, so it could be out there. I mean, it definitely could be, but it wasn't like super easy to find where it's like one search and the first link gives you an address. By the way, if you've made it this far into the video, I'm just going to ask you really quickly to take 2 seconds and leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. We're on the road to 400,000 subscribers, and if you're new here, I would greatly appreciate it. But even if you can find his address online, there's a difference between it being findable and it being literally shown to millions of people. If you have 0 followers on Twitter and you post your address and then Mr. Beast retweets it, Mr. Beast is the reason why everyone knows your address now, okay? It's not really your fault. This is called victim blaming, when you literally blame someone who was wronged for the fact that they got wronged. Oh, what's that? I vaguely threatened you and posted your house on my Instagram? Well, I don't know, man. Maybe try to be more private about your life, even though you're literally a celebrity. Like, okay. And it all ties back to the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Don't show up to people's houses and stalk them. I mean, literally, I mentioned this in my last video, but SniperWolf has made videos in the past that have tens of millions of views where she talks about her experiences with stalkers. These are all videos where I imagine SniperWolf is gonna complain about a stalker that she had or talk about why stalking is bad or unpleasant or unwanted, right? So, again, why would you do it to someone else? Yo, oh my god, a season 1 Acheeto video? Nah, that vegan teacher is stalking SniperWolf, man, and the text on the screen says, "Too far, oh how the tables turn."
In this exact moment, she turned from a mere content thief to someone who doxes and stalks her critics. To everyone that's reached out to us, thank you. We're fine, we're just a little shaken up. But mainly, we feel violated. We no longer feel safe in our own home because we're dealing with someone who genuinely thinks they're in the right for A, stalking me, and B, posting our home to her massive audience. What a disgusting abuse of clout that is. This is irresponsible at best and flat out dangerous at worst. YouTube needs to step in and take action.
So let's look at this from YouTube's perspective, right? On one hand, you have pressure from the community to say, hey, ban this creator, it's the right thing to do, she's threatening other creators' real-life safety, which is something they take very seriously. If you look at their community guidelines, there is absolutely a clear rule to say, hey, you can't post content or do off-platform behavior that leads to real-world harm for people, specifically threats or doxing, and that's what she just did. But at the same time, she is one of the biggest YouTubers in the world and is making YouTube a lot of money. I wouldn't say she's Mr. Beast tier, but she's definitely in the upper echelon in terms of like clout and popularity. So maybe YouTube is looking at it from the Breaking Bad perspective of it being a lone hiccup in an otherwise fruitful business venture.
If this goes unpunished, then it sets a terrifying precedent that you can dox and stalk your critics so long as you have a big YouTube audience. If she truly wanted to talk with me, she could have done so through many other means. But there's one thing you don't do. You do not show up at someone's house. That's simply a line you do not cross. There is zero justification for this. She claims in her story that I've been harassing her. No, SniperWolf, I've not been harassing you. At all. In my videos on Jackfilms, I've been critiquing her non-transformative commentary, I point out cases of content theft and freebooting, and I credit the creators she steals from.
I just want to play a clip from my last video that it kind of explains everything else SniperWolf could have done instead of go to this guy's house to deal with his criticism.
This guy's entire channel is just me. Every single video for the past few months has been about me. And it's just like shitting on me. And then his streams. This dude is just like low-key harassing me. Like, should I get a restraining order?
I just don't get it, right? Like, if I'm SniperWolf, there is literally 1,000 routes you can go to make this entire thing better for yourself in the end. If this whole thing is a choose-your-own-story video game, there's like a 70% chance you can get a good ending in this. You know, like DM Jackfilms, say, hey, your videos offer valid criticism, but I would appreciate if you tone it down a little bit. I'm getting a lot of hate. It's kind of affecting me mentally. I would appreciate if you stopped. Another option is literally just take the criticism and fix your videos. Or another option is you can literally just ignore him. He is a YouTuber. You're a YouTuber. You don't need to listen to him. Just do your own thing.
I've been critical of her content, but that does not equate to harassment. What is harassment is coming to our home, sharing it for millions to see, and taunting me to come out. YouTube needs to take swift action and ban her from the platform ASAP. And the same goes for Instagram. Speaking of, SniperWolf is already making light of the situation, as if stalking someone is a quirky thing to do. No one should feel unsafe in their own home. And thanks to SSSniperWolf, my wife and I now do. So YouTube, please do the right thing and get her off the platform. Anyone who weaponizes their fan base like she did does not deserve a space here.
So I think it's safe to say that SSniperWolf's true colors have been revealed through the situation. She really doesn't care about the real danger she can put people in over internet beef, just not understanding that actions have consequences. So yeah, if you ended up enjoying this video, please be sure to subscribe and leave a like on this video and leave a comment letting me know your thoughts on this whole situation. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys later.